if you were, please label spinal nerve. Now tell me, where would it be? Would it be at the end, right?
Yeah.
Most lateral. Agree? At the end here. You see how the two roots come together? The two roots come together to make what? To make a spinal nerve. Okay? Now, thumbs up or thumbs. And then take a look at this picture. Alright, so here's another picture. Does this look familiar? Yes? Alright. What is this big old bump here? The ganglion. Say the whole name. Dorsal ganglion. Is this motor or sensory? Sensory. So the arrows will be coming in. Okay? Gotta know your direction, Piggy. Arrows coming in. And what about this other line here? What is this here? That's the anterior root. So is that motor or sensory? Motor. Good, motor. So it's going out. Out. Agree? At the spinal nerve, which is right here, correct? Spinal nerve, right here. Is it only motor, only sensory, or both? Both. Correct. So right here, spinal nerve. SN, spinal nerve, okay? It's gonna be both. But true or false? Dorsal root is only sensory. True or false? Dorsal root is only sensory. True or false? Look at the picture. Dorsal root is only sensory. True or false? True. Make sense? Because this is dorsal root right here, correct? Which makes ventral root only motor. Only motor, okay? Because can you just ask me, can you just see a question on the test? Motor root is cut. What is the deficit? Motor root is, I would have said that. I would have said anterior root is cut. What is the deficit? Motor, right? Anterior root is cut. What is the deficit motor? Does that make sense? Anterior motor, posterior sensory. Okay? Now, there's a new word coming your way, and that's what we need. So right here, where the green is, that's spinal nerve, okay? It's both, sensory and motor. Please be careful of the spelling here. This coming up is ramus. Ramus. So after the spinal nerve, we have ramus. So what ramus is that? That's on the posterior ramus. Get it? Why do they call it posterior ramus? It's going to the back. Okay? This is Superman flying to you again, right? Going posterior, so yeah, posterior ramus. And if there's a posterior, there's what's the opposite? Anterior. And that's the big one, right? Please be careful. It's ramus, not root. See the difference? What's the difference between root and ramus? What's the difference between root and ramus? Good. The ramus is more lateral. How's that? You like that? Ramus is more lateral. Root is more medial. Agree? Okay, so it's purely location. Now, remember we talked about Rayleigh community contents? Like what? You know, it's in the lab. Sympathetic trunk ganglion, remember that little round thing? Parallel to the vertebrals, what's that word called? Paravertebral. Okay, parallel to the vertebra, so paravertebral. Paravertebral. What does para mean? Parallel. Are they parallel? Yes. So that's the name paravertebral ganglion. What's a ganglion? Cell body of neurons. What system are we in now? We're in the sympathetic system. Okay. So there they are. Sympathetic, is that motor or sensory? Take a wild guess. Is this sensory? No, it's motor. Because what word goes in hand in hand with sensory? All today. Sensory is always? Sensory is always? Posterior. Right? Sensory is always posterior. That's sensory. Remember? Dorsal root? Ganglion? Sensory. Okay? In the front here. Is this the front? Yeah, we're nowhere near sensory, are we? So in the front is always motor. Okay? So it's going to be motor. Okay, now, that little trick only works if you're from the spinal nerve in. If you're lateral, as in the ramus, can you say that all the posterior ramus is sensory? No. Because look at this picture. The posterior ramus is going to back muscle, right? Oh my gosh, it's not sensory, it's both. Okay. So this little branch called the posterior ramus goes to the back muscle, and do we have skin back here? Do you think this skin needs to have innervation?
Yeah.
So therefore the ramus are always both. From this spinal nerve on out, the ramus is both. Okay. What do I mean when I say both? Sensory and motor. Okay? Alright, so a couple more things to introduce for you guys. Something called dermatomes. Aha. What does the name dermatome remind you of? Skin, right? Dermis is skin, agree? So take a wild guess. How is this going to match up to the spinal cord here? What does our skin have to do? Skin is a sense of touch, right? So believe it or not, we can map the entire body, call it dermatome map. Different sensory segment. Remember, we're talking about skin, right? Sensory. Sense of touch. Onto the body. What are these little numbers?
Spinal nerves.
Spinal nerve. What are spinal nerves? The pairs coming out, right? What makes up the spinal nerve? In this picture, where was your spinal nerve? Here and here, agree? So, anterior and posterior ramus make up a spinal nerve, agree? And then the spinal nerve will split to become root. Okay? So this spinal nerve are the same number on the body here. Yes? let's say you get a bee sting at your shoulder, right there. What spinal nerve will report that bee sting to the CNS?
C5.
C5, which means the fifth cervical spinal nerve is going to report that bee sting to the brain. You guys understand? So everything is mapped out on our body, different regions of our body. Go to the specific spinal nerve. And we call it dermatome. Hey, something else that, you guys heard of shingles?
Yeah.
Shingle is caused by chickenpox virus, yes? Do you guys know, say you get chickenpox when you're a little kid, does that mean that you're done with that virus and it will never come back? No, it stays in your body. So once you're exposed to chickenpox virus, it lives on in your body. It doesn't, it's silent, okay, but it's still there. You cannot get rid of it permanently. And so later on in your life when you're stressed out, guess what? It comes out as shingles. But all that time that it's sitting quietly waiting, guess where it lives? I'll give you a hint, it's in the picture. It lives in the dorsal root ganglion. What? Where is the dorsal root ganglion? It's a bump, right? Cell body of what? What kind of neuron? Yeah, sensory neuron. So then when it becomes active, when the herpes simplex virus living in the dorsal root ganglion, and by the way, it only lives in one. It won't live on both. It will live on either the right side or the left side, and just one. Okay, just one. So let's say a friend of yours got shingles on the right nipple area. And so what am I saying is the right nipple area over here, agree? So there's a shingle popping out, blister. Like that. Okay? So what does that tell you? Where was that herpes simplex virus hiding out the whole time? T4 dorsal root ganglion. Does that make sense? And that's why shingle will only happen on one side. If it happened on two sides, it's not shingle. Okay? It should only be one side, either the right side or the left side. And it's usually one dermatome. Okay, it's one dermatome. Okay? You guys understand dermatome? What's a dermatome? It's a section of what? Of skin. Where? On your body that is tied to a spinal nerve. Okay? All right. Let's move on. Can I go back to this picture here? Which is bigger, posterior ramus or anterior ramus? Anterior ramus, by far, agree? More thick than that little skinny guy. Why? Why is this so much fatter? Okay, first of all, where's your spinal cord?
In the back.
Back here. Where is there more territory to cover? Anterior. So does that make sense why the anterior ramus is a lot fatter? Because there are more nerves, agree? Here. The posterior only goes to the back, correct? Only goes to the back. All right. Okay. So with that said, intercostal. What is intercostal again?
In between
In between what? Ribs. Agree? Are we in between ribs?
Yeah.
go to the front. Don't you think? Yeah, have big anterior ranges. Okay? Anterior ranges. Is this gonna be motor, sensory, or both? Both. Very good. Motor, sensory, and both. Okay.